Oh, go catch the baby. Don't let the baby die. There you go, buddy.
Now that was quite a tantrum.
Clive! Where is he?
This little bean.
Waljas. He's adorable.
He is now. But did you see him a few moments ago?
Ain't that the truth?
Clive, I don't know how to thank you.
It's all right. We should find him a dry blanket, though. Wouldn't want the little monster catching a cold.
There's a rainbow in the sky. Like a nice little bow on everything.
There. He's finally asleep. The poor thing had a long day.
That makes two of us. So, what happens now?
Now? Now, we make things right. How? By providing Waljas what he was denied. A place to learn and grow. A family to love and protect him. So that one day, when the wounds in his heart and mind have finally healed, he might decide for himself how he'd like to live the rest of his life. But until then, I'll stay by his side, come what may.
Then he's a lucky boy. And not only because he'll have the best warrior this side of the belt to teach him the battle axe.
She'll do her best.
Shula. The beast that threatened your home is tamed. The empire that threatened your people toppled.
What will you do next?
Might it not be time to cast off your ancestors' glamour and retake your place in the twins?
Perhaps. It's not as if we have the crystals to maintain the wall much longer. But are we truly safe? Is the world truly ready to accept us for who we are and what we believe? If I remember rightly, you and yours still choose to remain hidden, do you not?
We do.
Well, your people will always be welcome in Haven, regardless.
As will yours in the hideaway. We're allies now. If there's anything you need from us, supplies, food, equipment, do not hesitate to ask.
It's kind of you to offer.
For the next, 2 days.
We'll manage.
And then we go to Origin
Just as
and
we
destroy
always have.
the world forever changes.
Besides, I suspect you'll be needing everything at your disposal if you're going to save the world.
I fear much of it is past saving. The best we can do is strive to turn what's left into a world where we can all live as equals.
A noble endeavour. And there'll be a place in this world for us, will there? For Waljas.
He'll just be a normal baby.
For everyone.
We're getting rid of magic.
I swear it.
Then we shall be waiting. Until the tides bear you back to shore.
Hey, when we destroy magic, what happens to the... Wait, was the tide still frozen outside? Remember, we weakened it. We didn't destroy it entirely, because that would destroy the village. We did it! The rising tide! Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We got nothing for it. Aside from the Heaven signboard, or Haven, if you will. The emblem of Haven, a hidden village of the moats of water. Their symbol is a marriage of the icon Leviathan and the ceaseless rill, the endless circle of life that all must walk. And then also a silver penning, which can be traded for gil. What I'm asking is when we go and...
You'll be all right.
Waljas. Only time will tell. But I can certainly think of worse places to spend one's childhood. The moats of water are a fine people, and they will take good care of him.
Up by the Ver, Ultima spoke to me. He called Leviathan his most profaned fragment, and told me to redeem the sins that had laid him low.
Is that so? The sins of Waljas' ancestors were grave indeed. To force him to prime at so tender an age.
And to freeze him in time, that he might never know what it was to live.
Yet I doubt either of those crimes was the source of Ultima's displeasure. It was that the Icon's power had been put to another purpose than the one he intended. To him, Leviathan must have seemed an aberration.
Could that be why Ultima made no attempt to lead me to him? The fear that this profaned fragment might corrupt his vessel somehow.
Perhaps. Or perhaps he simply deemed Leviathan surplus to requirements. Having concluded that his vessel might be made to serve his purposes without the full sum of his power.
His purposes?
This is all just...
There's no escaping them.
This is all just here to explain why we didn't have to find him as part of the main story.
The blessing of the crystals proved nothing but a prison. A prison into which Waljas was born. And from which freedom is hard won. If the world doesn't change, if we don't change it, he'll end up suffering the same fate as every dominant who came before him.
Then we must change it.
That we must.
And we shall.
An invitation. A sinister light bleeds from the irate stone, beckoning Clive to enter. What new challenges await him within Ultima's virtual proving grounds? I actually don't know what that is. Apparently there are some quests nearby though, so we're not actually done here. There's plenty of more side content, which is fun. What I was going to say is, when we go to Origin and we defeat Ultima and we end all magic in the world, what happens to the big wave? Like, is it gone? Can we see it on the map, I wonder? But yeah, I'm glad to see there's some more side quests, because I think there's still some little nooks and crannies. We've never gone this way, we've never gone down here, we've never gone over here, so hopefully that's where all that's going to lead. But we are going to tackle those, not today. I am curious to see whether or not we've got new things that we can either buy or upgrade, though, real quickly. So we're going to stop in here at the store and have a little bit of a chit-chat.
When you've decided what you want, just let me know.
So in terms of new things to buy, We do have a new orchestration roll, which we'll go ahead and pick up,
serve you well.
as one does. And then we're fine on potions and everything here, so
I'll be here.
good to go there. We have a lot of new stuff we can go sell if we feel so inclined. Oh gosh, there's like a ton of quests. What, maybe 4 from the looking? Yeah, cool. We might have a new sword that we can build. We don't. We might have new equipment we can craft. I mean, if we ever actually go out and find aquamarine, yes. Ooh, okay, so we do have some upgrades that we can do here. So we can upgrade Minwu's armoring and Minwu's waistcloth. At least once each. Having a look at it. Let's go through and we'll do each of these once.
Done.
And then in order to build this, we will need... Looks like we got enough to do both. So we'll upgrade these even further. And there we go. We now have the best, I assume, equipment in the game.
Till next time, then.
In terms of armor and whatnot. So that's good. So right up here, we've got Beyond the Grave and Last Licks. We also have Lost in the Woods and Reign of Pain. So I guess we will start with Reign of Pain, which I'm assuming is going to be a continuation of the quest where that fella cursed himself by accident with the Tonberries. We think he was trying to curse someone from Sanbreque, but then that person was dead, so the curse rebounded on himself. But maybe he's just not a big fan of himself, and he cursed himself. People do things like that all the time. Sometimes a person is intentionally the architect of their own demise. Who can say? Finette, what's the situation?
I think I might have found a way to break Talor's curse.
Yeah? Do we have to, like, stab him with a silver dagger or something?
Well, after listening to the village elders and scouring every likely-looking tome in the library, I learned that not all Tomberries are the same little green menaces we know and loathe. Apparently, a chosen few live to incredible ages and grow to many times the size of their counterparts. The folktales hold that it's the very eldest of these, the Tomberry kings, who weave the curses, and that their magics bind their victims to them, that they might continue to feed on their pain.
So if we slay the one that cast the curse, the feeding will cease.
But that was my thinking, yes. Though I doubt it'll be easy. These kings are not just bigger, they're stronger too. And if the tales are true, their followers will defend them to the death. It is a perilous proposition, in short, but it may also be Talor's only hope. What say you?
I say we're gonna go fight a Tonberry king, apparently.
We'll do it. Even if killing this king doesn't break the curse, Mysidia will be a safer place for its removal.
Yes, absolutely that.
So then, where will I find it?
That, alas, I do not know. It must have woven the curse at the altar in Father's Fell, but as to where it is now...
Fannet, you were the one asking about Tonberries, right? Because there's a whole bloody army of them out on the cloak.
What?
That's convenient. Perfect
Why
timing.
did they stray so far? And why now?
There's only one way to find out. I'll head up the mountain and see what's going on.
Right. Thank you. And please, be careful.
I wasn't expecting this to be so involved. I expected these to be like a few final fetch quests to kind of give you your money's worth. But this is great. This is like a full-on thing that's happening right now. Okay, so we actually need to be going in the complete opposite direction in order to reach our destination. And you know what's great about this is the last batch of side quests we did without Joshua. Now, we did have other one with us. I can't remember their name. Sorry, who are you and why are you standing here by this tree?
Can't claim I ever had high hopes for you lot, but there's no arguing with how things have turned out.
Yeah.
Still not sure we're ready to throw open our gates to any old outsider who happens to come traipsing by. But I'm glad the tributary took a risk on you.
I would keep your gates closed. There are some crazy, awful people in this game. Also, the world's about to end as you know it.
Beastmen. They're always up to something or other.
All right. Are they just like waiting right outside here? I would have to assume so, because normally this gate is not closed.
Found her. They're almost at the gate.
They formed a
They
circle.
won't be coming any closer.
No, it doesn't really look like they're heading this way, is the problem. This does not look like an invasion army of any kind. This just looks like a gathering of them. At first I thought they were formed into a ritualistic circle, but they're all facing that direction. And it's... what was that? Was that my dog? Is that a grown man coughing directly into my ear? Is it a ghost? I heard something strange. I don't know what it was. If it wasn't picked up on the gosh darn recording, then that's creepy and disturbing. I'm not really sure what they're up to right now. Now they're facing me. It kind of looked like there might be a possibility. And I know it's incredibly unlikely. But it looked like there could have been a possibility they were getting ready to defend the village from something. I thought this was going to be a turning point, possibly. Wow, that was quick. That was great! Fantastic work! That ability has never really been that effective for us before, but it's nice to see it coming in clutch here. I thought maybe we're about to have, like, a change. Where, like, with those goblins in the desert that one time, we're just going to befriend them. Live together in harmony.
Are you alright?
Fine. We've taken care of the immediate threat.
Thank the tides. I was worried I was going to lose you both. Till he took a sudden turn for the worse just after you left.
What? Is he?
No, he's hanging on. I fear the Tombury King may have begun the cursing ritual again. In earnest this time. And I can't imagine their being here as a coincidence. I think it might be happening on this very mountain.
If it is, it won't be for long. Get back to Talor. I'm going up.
My thanks. I shall pray for both of you.
Maybe some of you who have been watching from the beginning will remember, aha! This was blocked off to us when we very first arrived here, and I was questioning whether or not it would ever come into play, and it looks like this might be the moment. Now, I assume we're going to be fighting, look, there they are, Tonberries every step of the way, and that's perfectly fine by me. I've got nothing but time and patience for it.
Come on then. I crave an audience with your king.
That ability is just not super useful, is it? Did it have room to be upgraded further? Because if so, that might be the secret. Also, that was a waste, considering... Ooh. Considering he was already almost dead? Hold on, I'm going to check something real quick. 1660. If we go to our abilities... What can we upgrade? So it does look like Deluge is fully upgraded. It doesn't get any better than that, I'm sorry to say. Crosswell is one that we can master right now that I feel like maybe we never gave a fair shot. So we might go ahead and swap out Deluge with Crosswell, because when are we ever going to have an opportunity to test it, right? We're going to be done with this game probably for a while. I imagine after it comes out on PC... we'll probably do another playthrough in like 2030 or something like that. This isn't like the Final Fantasy Remake series where I'm going to play it every 2 years till I die. This is a different thing. So let's see. Tsunami is good. I also realized that when I paused previously in the middle of a boss fight, it looked like the ability to switch between iconic abilities sets was still there. But I don't know if you can actually do it mid-combat. So we'll have to check that in our next combat encounter. But I really want to get Earth and Fury maxed out, which means I probably shouldn't have just wasted, 1,000 ability points, because I'm sure it's going to cost way more than that to get that maxed out and moved over. But we're on our standard loadout here, so if I start a fight with these guys, probably can't do it while you're in the middle of an ability, I would assume. They're all dead. Okay, now let's say I wanted to go in here, and oh, never mind. Well, you can't change it while you're in combat. There you go. There's the answer to that question. I think it's got to be like that for balancing. They must have realized that switching in the middle of combat was unfair. But do you know what the very simple solution to that is? Give me the ability to switch. Let me switch, because I want to be able to go into a fight with all of my abilities ready to go.
Group.
But maybe...
They don't look very regal.
No, not at all. Not regal in the least. Except for, like, some of them do have, like, hoods on, which is fun. And they're carrying blue lanterns. This is extremely effective against Tonberries. This is possibly the most effective Tonberry ability we've got. It just maybe they're not charged when you swap. So you can swap to a new set or to a new deck with different abilities. This lets you... in a fight, access all your abilities, but they come into play drained, and you have to get them charged back up. That seems fair. Because I think the thing that would allow you to abuse it is if you were able to, you know, use all of your abilities and then switch... Oh, that's what that looks like. Switch to a different set and then have a whole new list of abilities just ready to go. Technically, you'll never run out of super abilities. So if you can switch mid-combat, but they come into play drained, I feel like that balances it out while still giving you access to everything. Because the reason we don't test everything is because I don't want to have a loadout with a bunch of stuff I'm not really sure how to use, and then I get into a combat encounter where I get just owned because I don't know what I'm doing. So I'll just stick to the things that I know work. That's why for the most of the game, we've used the same, like, 4 abilities. I know how good, like, Hold on, I know how good Flames of Rebirth and Wind Up is. I know how good Aerial Blast is, you know? I'm not gonna switch these out if I already know how effective they are, and I know how to use them. This was not it. We're getting close, though. We've not come this way since... Oh, boy. Hold on, I gotta get them all lined up here for this. Or at least as closely lined up as possible for the most effective ability. It's almost unfair. I don't know how I wasn't paying enough attention to realize how susceptible to water-based attack these Tonberries are. Hold on, we gotta get them before they clear out. Look at that, it gets them all clumped up right in front of you. Just come in here and slap them around a bit. They don't stand a chance. And I'm sure they're probably also susceptible to being shot by water magic. Yeah, they really are. That takes too long, though. And there's a lot, it's a bit more fun. You get a bit more visceral action when you run around and swing your sword. Ooh, don't do that. Don't do that. Why can't I? Oh, I see what's happening. I thought the red line was like an area of effect attack he was about to do. I did not understand that it was just the limit of where I could travel in this combat encounter. I know how video games work. I'm figuring it out. What have we got here? Yeah, we're down to like 904 AP, which isn't super great. I don't think we're ever going to get that upheaval maxed out.
Looks like that's the last of them. Out here, anyway. But beastmen do like dark places.
I think that's a stereotype, and possibly a harmful one. I've seen plenty of beastmen out in the day. Clyde, alright? Clive, even.